Meyer here telling us what to see, skip, and rent this week. And we start with one that's been getting a lot of buzz, mainly because of the title, 10 Cloverfield Lane. This, you were just explaining to me, it's not a remake or a sequel. It just kind of ended up with the same name.
Yeah, it's sort of advertising itself as a sequel, but it didn't really get that name until after the movie was made. But it's still sort of a kindred spirit to the original Cloverfield. I can't really say too much about it without giving away I can't really elaborate without giving away the surprises of this movie, of which there are many. And that's why people are excited about this film, is because the trailer was really intriguing, but people didn't really know what to expect. But it's about this woman who gets in a car accident, after which she's held in a shelter by two men who claim that the outside world is affected by a widespread chemical attack. And it stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead, John Goodman, and John Gallagher Jr. It's a film that I can say, and the director has acknowledged, it is a suspense film. It's one that is well crafted and tightly controlled. This is a movie that keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout, as you really don't know who you can trust, what their intentions are. If you like these people, you kind of go back and forth. You're like, okay, I do like them, maybe I don't, maybe I do. It's a lot of fun. It really toys with you. It's a film that has really well-written three-dimensional characters and also really good performances. I thought that Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she's phenomenal. She's one of the best young actresses, I think, working right now. She gives a really quiet and subtle performance here, but she just knocks it out of the park. And John Goodman really just plays his cards perfectly here. He goes from hilarious to menacing on a dime. It's a movie that I think just has a lot going for it. It's not groundbreaking, but it's still smart, subtle. Smart, suspenseful entertainment. There's a lot of surprises here. This is one of the most fun movies I've seen in some time. So
you don't know which character to root for.
No, it's always a step ahead of you too. You just don't know who you can trust, what to believe. So.
All right, let's move on to the brothers Grimsby.
Yeah, this is a movie from Sacha Baron Cohen.
He's this movie.
Yeah, Borat and Bruno. Yeah. It's about a top spy who receives a new assignment, forcing him to team up with his soccer hooligan brother. As I said, it's from the mind of Borat and Bruno. Borat was able to perfectly blend, pointed social criticism with gross out humor. This is all gross out humor. This is probably one of the most disgusting movies I've ever seen. I can't really talk about any of what it actually is without getting just thrown off the air. So, because it's so offensive and crude. You're definitely going to have some walkouts from this film. But I wouldn't have really minded so much if it were actually funny. But the director fails to find the humor here. Sacha Baron Cohen brought in this action director, the guy who made The Transporter and Clash of the Titans, because he wanted the action sequences to feel realistic. That's all well and good, but that guy also has to direct the comedic sequences, and he just doesn't have a feel for it. Everything feels off in this movie, even when he switches from gross out humor to insult comedy. Even the jabs at Donald Trump feel sort of not very witty and not very original. This is a movie that it really did not land for me. It's a big disappointment because I think he's a genius. When I saw Borat, to this day, that's the hardest I've ever seen an audience laugh. This movie, it was just silence.
Not the same at all, and definitely don't take your kids.
Absolutely not.
All right, moving on to Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, a movie that was put out there as a comedy, but it has a serious substance to it.
It's a movie that I think if you're going to see a Tina Fey comedy, you're going to cry false advertising, because it's not a very funny film. It's about this journalist who recounts her wartime coverage in Afghanistan. I thought it was kind of refreshing to see Tina Fey play a more serious role and see her flex her acting muscles and show just how talented she is. She holds her own here. Unfortunately, the movie as a whole isn't that impressive. It has elements of drama, elements of comedy, and elements of romance, but I couldn't really call this movie dramatic, romantic, or comedic. It just kind of settles for something in between. Just because it's serious, it doesn't really mean it's dramatic. So that being said, though, I still enjoyed it. It was entertaining throughout. I wish it were a little more substantive. There's just not a lot to recommend here, but you're not going to really hate this movie, but I would say throw it on while you're at home sometime.
Netflix.
Absolutely.
Or Redbox.
Yeah, any one of those home entertainment forms.
All right, well, Meyer, thank you so much.
Thank you.